Hello my students. In today's lecture we will explore applied economics, which is all about using economic theories and tools to solve real-world problems. Unlike theoretical economics, which focuses on abstract models, applied economics takes those ideas and applies them to practical issues like innovation, climate change, and job transitions. Let us connect this to the knowledge economy and zero carbon economy concepts that we are going to discuss during this lecture, presented by Dr. Maida Mustafa Sadiq, Associate Professor of Applied Economics. Let us start by what is knowledge economy. And knowledge economy, let us break these concepts. Let us break these economic concepts related to the knowledge economy in a simple way. Intangible assets. These are things you cannot physically touch, but are super valuable for economic growth. Think of knowledge like skills or expertise, patents, legal protection for new inventions and innovations, new ideas or ways of doing things. For example, a new app or a unique way to make something faster or cheaper drive businesses and economies forward because it creates value without needing physical resources like factories. The second one is positive externalities. When a company or a person does research and development, R&D, they create new ideas or technologies. But here's the cool part. These ideas often spill over and help others who didn't pay for the research. For example, if a company invents a new battery, other companies might use that idea to make better products, and society benefits from cleaner energy. These benefits to others are called positive externalities because they are extra perks beyond what the original innovator gets. The third one is public goods. Knowledge is special because it is non-rivalrous. One person using it does not stop others from using it, and non-excludable. It is hard to stop people from accessing it. For example, if someone discovers a new math formula, everyone can use it without using it up, and it is tough to keep it secret. Because of this, governments or public institutions often fund research or education to create and share knowledge. Since private companies might not invest enough in something they cannot fully control or profit from. In short, the knowledge economy grows when we create and share ideas which benefit everyone, not just the person or company who came up with them. Public support also helps make this happen. Now let us dive into how the knowledge economy plays out in the real life. Explained simply for you with a focus on the examples and concepts that we are going to mention. Tech innovation. Silicon Valley's tech boom. What's happening? Companies like Apple and Google in Silicon Valley invest heavily in research and development to create new technologies like iPhones or search algorithms. When they innovate, their ideas often spill over to other companies. For example, Google's work on cloud computing helps startups build apps without starting from scratch. Theory explained the problem is private companies might not spend enough on R&D because they cannot keep all the benefits to themselves. These are called non-appropriable benefits. Education and productivity. What's happening when more people get higher education, like college or university degrees? They gain skills and knowledge known as human capital. This makes them more productive workers, which help the economy grow. For example, according to 2023 OECD data, countries where 10% more people have tertiary education, college level or higher, see their GDP per person rise by 3 to 6%. For example, a country with more engineers or doctors can produce more goods, services, or innovation, boosting the economy. Intellectual property. What's happening? Patents are all like a deal. They give inventors exclusive rights to profit from their ideas for a while, encouraging them to innovate. For example, pharmaceuticals companies spend billions developing new drugs, and patents let them charge high prices to recover costs. So in summary, the knowledge economy is all about creating and using ideas to drive growth. Silicon Valley shows how R&D spillovers fuel technological progress, education, boost productivity and GDP, and patents encourage innovation but need careful balance to avoid limiting access. These real-world examples show how knowledge shapes our economy, but it needs support from governments and fair systems to work for everyone. A zero carbon economy. Transition cost. What it means, moving to a zero carbon economy where we rely on renewable energy like solar or wind instead of fossil fuels requires big upfront investments. For example, building wind arms or upgrading power grid cost money now. However, over time, renewables are cheaper to run, no fuel cost, less pollution-related damage, leading to savings. So, for example, installing solar panels on a house is expensive at first, but it lowers electricity bills and reduces reliance on coal or gas over the years. So the transition is costly upfront, but pays off in the long run with cheaper, cleaner energy. Green jobs. Decarbonization, cutting carbon emissions, creates new jobs in industries like renewable energy, electric vehicles, or energy efficient construction. For example, workers are needed to build and maintain solar panels or wind turbines. However, it also reduces jobs in fossil fuel industries like coal mining or oil drilling. Market-based solutions. Emission trading systems. An emissions trading system is like a market for pollution. Governments set a cap on total carbon emissions and give or sell pollution rights permits to companies. If a company pollutes less, it can sell its extra permits to others who pollute more. This encourages companies to cut emissions efficiently. In summary, the zero carbon economy involves upfront costs to build clean energy systems, but saves money in the long run. It creates green jobs, but requires support for workers losing fuel jobs. Emissions trading systems use market rules to cut pollution efficiently. Together, these concepts help us move toward a cleaner, sustainable economy while managing challenges along the way. The last point is the real life applications, net zero targets. Net zero means balancing carbon emissions with actions that remove carbon. So the net impact on the climate is zero. The EU aims for net zero by 2050, but it requires huge investments, about trillion from 2020 to 2030 for things like renewable energy infrastructure. Emissions trading. The EU emissions trading system set a limit on total carbon emissions for industries. Companies get or buy allowances to emit a certain amount of carbon. If they emit less, they can sell extra allowances. If they emit more, they need to buy more. This makes cutting emissions cheaper and encourage cleaner practices. Just transition. Moving to a zero carbon economy can cost jobs in fossil fuel industries like coal mining. A just transition ensures workers and communities aren't left behind by offering retraining or financial support. In summary, the EU's net zero goal by 2050 needs massive investments. So the EU cuts emissions efficiency 35% from 2005 to 2023, but faces challenges like carbon leakage. Just transition programs like Germany's coal phase-out plans support workers moving from fossil fuel jobs to green ones, ensuring fairness in the shift to a zero carbon economy. Thank you, my student. This is the last lecture in Economic Foundation. We are going to meet in another set of lectures in economy or economics based knowledge. Thank you very much.